And that is why representation is so important, because when people come and research and learn about the church, they're going to eventually find a video or two accusing the church of being racist today, when that isn't the case at all.
If we have experienced a change of heart, can ye feel so now?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Covenant Fire. My name is Carlos Romero. I am your host, and today is a very special episode because it is very historic. We're going to be covering General Conference April 2026, in which it was indeed a very historic General Conference for reasons that are going to be known later on in the video. But first, what can we say about General Conference? The truth is that most General Conferences are basically the same, or in other words, in my history of the church, being in the church, they've basically been almost the same. Leaders from all over the place come and they teach us beautiful messages, invite us all to repent and come unto Christ, and they do it in the most loving and the most inspiring ways. And in fact, I feel inspired every time I watch General Conference. I love General Conference because it is one of those times in which you feel ministered to. In this church, we do a lot of ministering. We go out with the missionaries, we go and serve other people. However, it feels really nice to just sit down and just be ministered to by somebody that has authority and knows their stuff, and it just feels right. And this General Conference was no different in that aspect. For me personally, this General Conference, what I really, that grabbed my attention the most was an emphasis on remembering the blessings that I have in regards to the blessing that I have with my family. I really reflected a lot on me being married to my wife and what we have accomplished and what is yet to be accomplished within our relationship, and how important our covenants are in order for us to maintain the bond that we have, especially since we come from different backgrounds and different, just histories altogether. But regardless, we have been able to come together and do something very special. And I'm very grateful for my wife for that. And I think that what we have accomplished so far could not have been possible because of the covenants that we have made in the temple. And with those covenants came blessings, our children, of course, being one of them. And so I that's the thing that really caught my attention, is just continue to strive to be a better husband and just continue to walk together as husband and wife in the covenant path. And so that's the thing that really just stuck out to me the most as far as the messaging goes. Now, even though most General Conferences for me personally have been somewhat repetitive, and it's okay, always listening to these beautiful messages of inspiration and so forth. In the last recent years, we have seen a lot of, momentous, moments within General Conference, especially during the era of President Nelson. I mean, he was naming 15, 20 temples at a time, and the church was moving so quickly and so many changes so fast. You definitely saw the hastening of the work during the Nelson era. And I think that people, or perhaps even I myself, kind of started thinking that when President Oaks took the helm, maybe things will slow down a bit. But I think that if you have that kind of mentality, that's a mirage, because you actually see the hastening of the work still moving forward. You're already starting to see changes within church hours that are coming down the pipeline. We've had more baptisms than ever, and now you see new roles that women will take within the church. And I think that's amazing. I mean, the church is definitely changing. It's definitely still moving forward, and I don't think that momentum has changed simply because President Oaks is the president of the church now. As far as things that have happened in this General Conference that are historic, there is one thing, of course, that as a Black LDS saint, I have to talk about, and that is the calling of the new primary presidency. The truth is that for the most part, within the history of the church, the leadership of the church has been predominantly white, and that's all right. It's okay, and I understand why that is. Especially when it comes to people of color. I'm already very well of the history. I've talked about that, and I will continue to talk about that whenever I can in this channel. However, one thing that I noticed recently, especially in this conference, is that you can see now a well mixed bag of leaders from all over the place behind the podium. You see them in all the, presidencies and auxiliary leaderships, and it's very awesome to see now, especially so many people of African descent like myself taking on these leadership roles and actually, being able to see that in it's just amazing to me. It's a huge honor and blessing to participate in the cause, especially since you can see the gathering of Israel, in real time. I think that's pretty amazing. But going back to the number of Black saints that are Black LDS saints that are in leadership positions, I think it's wonderful to see so many of our Black brothers and sisters, whether you're straight from Africa or African American or Afro-Latino like I am, take on these leadership roles within the church. And I'm not gonna name all of the ones that are in position of authority right now, because throughout the years there have been quite a few. But I wish to highlight the new primary president, Rosemary Keshibota. She's the real deal. I mean, I love her bio. First of all, she works right at this. Currently, she works as a human resources generalist for the church. Worked as a senior executive assistant in the Quorum of the 70s office, and this is the part that I love. She has a master's degree in management and leadership from Western Governors University, bachelor's of science degree in information technology from Colorado Technical University. She has served diligently in other positions, from District Young Women's President to serving as a mission leader in Alabama along with her husband. If you go to the church's website, you see all of the things that she's done. She's amazing. She's the real deal. I love the fact that of course they're all called by revelation, all the positions that we see in the church. I do believe that. However, you do see that President Oaks is actually very pro-woman. The fact that under his leadership, you see now that, like we spoke before, women are taking on these responsibilities that they weren't taking before. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna continue to roll forward, and a better definition of what it means to hold priesthood power will be the norm within the church moving forward. It is my understanding that she is the first Black LDS saint to hold the position of president within any high-level general organization within the church ever. Like, this is the first time that this actually happened, and that's one of the reasons why I think this general conference is so historic, because we witnessed the importance of representation. I'm gonna get a little bit real with you guys. I think that it is a bit difficult to be a Latter-day Saint and proclaim your faith online, because the issues that plagued the church in the past are very open, and when people research about the church, they are going to run into the past one way or another. And I do think that that is still something that many members of the church still struggle with. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes I explore different Latter-day Saint channels, and I engage in many of these other Latter-day Saint channels, whether they're small or big. And I've noticed within not just my platform, but in other people's platforms, that the issue of race and the history of the church when it comes to race is still something that many members of the church do not know very well, do not grasp very well. Some people are still living in the past. I've seen some Latter-day Saints that have smaller channels, or this is a small channel, but I've seen them even like post things that we don't really believe in anymore in regards to race. And so it's a very uphill battle, and that is why representation is so important, because when people come and research and learn about the church, they're going to eventually find a video or two talking about how accusing the church of being racist today, when that isn't the case at all. Sure, there were a lot of racist policies in the past, and even me saying that might offend some people. I've seen that happen online, and I've even gotten private messages and stuff like that. It is a problem still, and I think that we need to continue to push for understanding of this issue. And I think one of the best things that we can do is, if you are a Black LDS Saint, pick up a camera, and if you feel strongly that you have a testimony of the church, start talking. It's very important for us to actually fill our voices online, so that when people go and research the church and they run into these videos that are very antagonistic at times, they also compare, those videos to the testimony, to our testimonies. Why do we believe? Because that's going to then allow people to think, this church has a very shady history when it comes to race. However, you have so many people of color actually going and testifying of their faith, and they seem to be happy with it. And you see a lot of leaders even within the church that are African descent. What is the deal with that? Why is it that these group of people who at one point were considered like second-class citizens within this church, why do they believe? Why do they like being Latter-day Saints? Are they aware of the history? Do they know how people used to be treated back in the day? What is the deal? These questions will pop up if we collectively as Latter-day Saints, Black Latter-day Saints, I would imagine, I'm gonna single us out a little bit, go into the internet and actually testify. And one of the reasons why I wanna, share my testimony online is because I do see a lack of representation online when it comes to Black Latter-day Saints. There are a few, doing their thing and then doing a wonderful job. However, I feel like we need more voices, because this is still something that is still very, because I do still feel that this is something that is complex to explain. I think one of the main things that we can do is to just share what we believe in spite of whatever, just, come what may. Now, I would like to apologize because I would love to post more and I would love to make more videos, and I am trying this year to do that. That is one of the goals that I have for this channel, is just to post more videos. However, I cannot just pick up a phone or a camera and just start blabbering. I need to write down what I want to write or what I want to say, and even then, it takes me some time to actually say what I want to say on camera, especially when I'm doing these videos. These are not like interviews. Interviews is like a conversation. However, I'm talking to a camera, bro. This is not natural to me. However, this is an invitation for all of my brothers and sisters out there who have African blood running through their veins. If you feel compelled, if you've been feeling like I need to share the gospel online, this is your invitation to do it. We need you, the Lord needs you, and I hope that we definitely see more representation. And I do feel that that's gonna be the case, but I really want to see more of that happening. Another reason why I haven't really been posting a lot is because I have a busy life. I have 2 kids, now they're doing baseball. That's taking so much time away from us, and we have 2 of them, so it's they have different ages, different age groups, different days of practice, different days in which they're gonna go and play and stuff like that. And my workload has been extremely, it's been a lot. I've been doing a lot of hours, man. I'm exhausted. However, I'm grateful that I have this short time to actually make this video, and I just gotta make it happen. But regardless, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel by giving a like. That's all I'm asking right now. And if you have any comments, please comment down below. If you have any questions for me, please comment down below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and onward. Thank you guys. Love you all. God bless. Peace out. Bye bye.